Yo, another episode of John the Electro Man, and this stupid phone screws up again and again. Sorry about the audio issues. Turn your headphones down now. Well, stupid phone don't want to work, so I guess the video will be a little bit awkward. Okay, another episode of John the Electro Man back, and remember, I had a fully working, all-together mini bike. Well, I'm not disappointed by any means so far. I got the thing broke down into the frame, everything that's black that I sanded, which is going to be repainted. All the parts I don't want painted, and the chrome are going to get polished. Everything's over here that's chrome and everything that I don't want painted. And that's a whole big pan. I know it don't look that big. It's probably about 20. That probably weighs about half to 3/4 of what the engine weighs. The engine's fully together, except for the carburetor, this cover, and a gear that goes here for the chain. So basically, this cover here, if I can get it turned around properly. I'm kind of dumbfounded today. Anyway, the cover goes on like that. Then the chain, kind of like a chainsaw. There's a shaft that comes out here that holds the chain, and the chain runs inside of a shroud that protects all the gears and stuff. Kind of like that. There's a sprocket that goes here that turns the chain. And all that's took off right now because I got the mini bike. This is literally a mini bike now. Well, more like a mini frame. That's the main frame that goes to it. There's the front fork. And the back fork is buried in the parts. My foot's touching the back fork that goes to the rear wheel. That's the rear wheel. Everything is in parts. And this is probably as far apart as it's getting, because I'm not going to be taking the engine apart anytime soon. Not until I learn a little bit before I come in and do this and destroy it. Does the camera want to work? No, camera still don't want to work. Anyway, what I was thinking was all this stuff be painted solid black again. The tank be sanded and painted solid black. So my tank's the next thing I need to be sanding on, because, and I got 3 cans of black spray paint from Walmart. And I know my papa's an auto body man. He does this for a living. He's in his 60s now, I think. Anyway, he owns his own paint booth. He has 2 garages. The lower one, he does all the sanding and pounding. Not in a weird way. That sounds wrong. It come out of my mouth wrong, but like when there's a dent in a vehicle, he takes it with this big chunk of iron that's specially fit to fit your hand, and then you put it behind the area that's dented, and you stick it in place, and then take the hammer, pound the other side, and pound it out even. And if that don't fix it, you can use Bondo. There's different types. There's some that's like infused with fiberglass, I think, and then there's other kinds, I think, that don't use fiberglass. I'm not sure. And then there's putty and stuff. This here, I gotta sand down, and there's these big nicks I gotta smooth out so you can't feel them. You will be able to see them, but you won't be able to feel them, at least not easily. And I'm gonna paint it solid black. So basically, everything that's chrome is gonna stay chrome. The engine's gonna stay gray and black, and the mini bike, everything's gonna be black except for what's chrome and gray. This here, plastic. But I'm thinking about sanding it and painting it black too. Backside's white. I think it's ABS plastic that they like injection molded Oh, and here's Kodak film canisters that my papa found somewhere. Not sure where. But he gave me 2 and kept 1. I thought that was pretty nice of him. I mean, it's pretty cool. I like little metal tins, especially antique ones. They can be used to store stuff. And if you get the older ones, like the old oil cans that you had to punch a triangular hole in them to get the oil to pour out, that's really old, and some of them are worth a lot of money too. If any of my viewers watch American Pickers with their grandparents or dad, or maybe even by themselves like me, then some of the cans like Frank picks out is like, some of them, I think one of them was like $50 a piece for one. But it just depends on what you get. This is the engine, like I pointed out. That used to look horrible. It still looks a little bit on camera, but to the naked eye it don't look that bad. But it used to look horrible. 91% isopropyl alcohol, rubbing alcohol, wash rag, and a little bit of strength. That cleaned it up. But here's a little trick. If you take the isopropyl alcohol, put it on the engine and let it set, and you don't wipe it dry, it clouds up. Actually, I'll just do a demonstration. It's easy to get off. Well, it can be easy, and sometimes it can be difficult. So, just rub that around roughly. It's wet. And hopefully it'll dry within the video. That way I can show how white and clouded up it gets. If I blow on it, it dries up pretty quick. But anywho, yeah, it looks like it'll dry within time. Anywho, if you don't wipe it off in time, it clouds up and looks horrible. That's what happened with that gear, or that flywheel cover. This is the flywheel. Well, I call it a flywheel, or a harmonics and balancer or something like that. Anyway, if you don't wipe it off, it turns cloudy and looks horrible. But if you wipe it off in time, rub it good, but wipe it off in time, it doesn't cloud up and it looks pretty nice. I guess that's pretty much it. This is John the Electro Man. Oh, and sorry about not putting out as much videos recently. We've had some issues going on recently. Not really big, but it's enough to put a hold on a lot of things. Let's just leave it at that. Well, this is John the Electro Man. See you later.